semi. No, no technical problems. Just leg problems. I gotta change bikes. 1 sec. Anyway, we're in for a treat today. It's not very often you get 2 races that are on the same course back to back. So it really kind of nails that chance of racing on the same course twice to see where my mistakes are made. But also getting a very good workout in the sense that you get the same course. So you know what to expect. What am I looking for? Menu. Morning everyone, how you doing? It's a nice weekend, isn't it? Nice weather. I might get some music for this one. Yes, today we have 2 Zwift races back to back. Is that my ASMR? This first race is going to be a great warm-up. Oh, what? Raining? Well, it's drying wheels. For once. I know Phil and Scott will be blooming mincing it around my head today. All the Saint Piran stuff's going back tomorrow as well. Big mess in the corner of the room. All the kit and the bike is out there and everything, so that's done.
Yeah, up north. Oh, thank you, Ian. Tomorrow, Philip, tomorrow. I gotta take the Saint Piran stuff back tomorrow. Down the Cornwall, so on the way back, I'm popping into my net. Can you hear me okay, by the way? So, yeah, tomorrow. A goodbye, Colorado. Paul Kill, I love Paul Kill. The toll road, not the main road. The toll road's amazing. But I don't know if I'll get a chance to do it tomorrow because the way the wind's going and things. Scott wants me to go for a few calm segments, as you do. But like usually when you travel or you're in a new place, that's usually the best way to get effort in because a lot of the time you don't know the roads. Oh, the Wahoo Tickr is brilliant. I wonder if we're going to break the magic 400 watt barrier this year for a 20-minute effort. Oh, that one. I've not tried it yet, I gotta be honest. Still in the packaging. I was genuinely very surprised by that effort. Yeah, the trick then will be, can I do 400 watts at 58 kilos? That'll be the next target. pushing the boundary. All very well doing it at like between 59 and 61 kilos, but well, if you look at the normalised power day run, it's only 4 watts. Morning, David. Thank you, James. Funny, like 7 years ago, I was barely doing 330 watts for 20 minutes. It wasn't even 5 watts per kilo. Well, it was, I think. Just. Some people actually perform better just off training load without doing the racing. Some people can only perform when they're racing. It's some people like a mixture. I like a mixture. I like all three, to be honest, but to me, I'm very motivated to train anyway because the process is more interesting to me. Yeah, massive nerves, Philip. Massive nerves. It's a big old event. Like it's 250k. Well, 240. Like 240k in any man's book is like. But with 9,000 meters of climbing almost, it's going to be mad. It's going to be mad. Plus, it's the first time I've ever ridden like Alp climbs. This is why I'm going in with no like expectations, other than, you know, I know what I'm capable of doing, and I'm just there to push myself. I'm just there to search for Edmund. I'm just there to search for new, you know, like new data, like being able to test yourself over 8.5, 9 hours is something that like not a lot of events can give you. So I'm interested to see how I go basically. Yeah, dear man, the old school trick. Nah, that's the only thing, William. Unfortunately, it's not going to be anything special. Nah, it's just me, and then the Band of Climbers crew, but they're all riding as well, so they can't like film. The only thing they'll be able to film, I think, is me finishing, because they're doing the shorter routes. But they won't be able to. I've spoken to them about like getting the organisation to film me like on motorbikes or during the event, but nothing's come of it, so I don't think that'll happen. They've got bigger riders than me there with like Schleck and Sebastian Reichenbach there, so I probably can't demand anything. I mean, I'm gonna have the GoPro on, but I think the best I'll be able to offer you in terms of footage is like me talking to the camera, showing you the views, maybe some descents, and then a bit of, you know, commentary over the top of, you know, maybe this is where I blow, this is where I stop for food, like this is. Also, there's going to be some fast guys there who will get fed, like people on the side of the road. They'll have helpers there feeding them, so. How am I tapering? Well, I've had 2 days off now, and I'm still gonna plan on doing like one sizable ride at the beginning of this week. So here we go. Let's get over this bit and resume the conversation. The new vans look good there, man. What was I going to say? I like warm weather. Like, it's touch and go though, whether or not I perform well in it. A lot of the Zwift stuff has actually helped me deal with it, because you have to deal with it. But I think yeah, I should, yeah. Yeti. No, the morning, Kev. Morning, Simon. There's a couple of factors, you know, in the total stations. There's like there's the heat, you know, if it comes, but we are starting at 5 AM. So if we start at 5 and we finish at like 2, then we miss that kind of heat of the afternoon, which is good. The other factor as well is like the distance. Or rather time, because distance is relative. But I think I can cope with the time. It's whether or not I can cope with the time with the effort. Because there'll be a lot of like like zone 3 riding for me anyway. But then saying that, because my new FTP is 375, my new FTP. So like, basically now my zone 2, my upper zone 2 is like 280 watts. So like, if I was to ride every climb at 280 watts, that's like 4.8 watts per kilo, upper zone 2. In theory, you could ride upper zone 2 for like, you know, days. So obviously, you know, counting fatigue. But I'm blown away by that. Like I said on Instagram the other day, I don't train to get a high FTP necessarily, but I train to like make riding at lower zones easier, or higher power output easier. And when you look at it like that, it's like, actually, you know, can you imagine like somebody 60 kilos, you know, for the majority of the time, you know, riding 4.8 watts per kilo, upper zone 2. Like a few years ago, upper zone 3 and sweet spot used to be like 300 watts. Sorry, Niels. I'm just saying how it is. But yeah, like, now, it's so hard to train. I think this is where polarized training comes in, because the higher it goes, the harder it is to spend time in those zones, and the harder it is to accumulate the TSS. The easiest way to accumulate the TSS is polarized, by doing 30-30s and things like that. Super interesting. Well, William, I'm an amateur, technically. It's all down to time, really. Talent and time and work has a lot to do with it, but it could be possible to gain 50 watts, William, but the issue is, have you got the patience to wait like 7 years? You know, things like that probably could happen. You just don't know. You can't predict it, really. Elite amateur. My FTP when I won the under 23 roads, we didn't have power meters. None of us did. Funny enough, back then, we were probably the best team in the UK, Rafa Kondo. None of us had power meters. Maybe one or two of us, actually. But it wasn't commonplace back then, actually, which is weird. You know, that's 6 years ago. But I remember Christian House got an SRM, and we were all like, wow, like, okay, we need, because Christian was getting dropped on hills then, because he was sticking to his zones and stuff. So it was really interesting what it did to an experienced rider. Like, Christian didn't start training with power until then, I'm pretty sure. Like, he'd never trained with power before until then. 2014, or maybe 2013, but it was definitely that late. Yeah, don't stop in the winter. You don't need to, like, most of us don't. To be fair, I could probably take a guess of what my FTP was back then. It was probably like 350, but I was like 63 kilos. I also happened to be on probably the best day of my life that day. Really didn't know what happened. I didn't keep any training notes, so I don't know whether it was the nutrition. What I do remember though is in the build up to winning that, 4 weeks before, I got dropped in the Tour of Japan on a really hilly stage, and I DNF'd And I was basically on a holiday in Japan for like a week. I think it was like stage 3 of the Tour of Japan. Like, fast forward 5 years, and I was like finishing top 10 on GC in the Tour of Japan. So it shows how my development changed. And I think looking back on it, my, like, when I was probably like very, very efficient at that time, because the training I did after Japan, I spent 3 weeks at home, and I just did like basically 3 weeks of back-to-back, like 4 races a week, 4 crits a week, or maybe, no, 2 or 3 crits a week in the evening. No, 2 crits a week and 1 time trial, all in the evening. And that also included like training rides the morning of. And I was like, I was pinging, basically. I was feeling very good. Well, we didn't like rate, like, we raced on heart rate. We didn't really like follow anything. All training was done on heart rate zones. Yeah, always keep training notes, even if it's just a sentence. Like, I felt good, or I felt bad, you know, something. It doesn't have to be like a load, but it's always good. Tour of Japan, racing in Asia, completely different to racing in the UK. It's probably a million times better as well, if I'm being brutally honest. But that was like, you know, that was only the Tour of Japan. You know, I didn't race any other races in Japan. Yeah, it was a hell of a difference. Oh, definitely, Niels. I definitely agree with you. It's only when you get to, like, I guess, my spectrum or my niche where, you know, it does make a difference. Like, it is the equivalent of me winning or losing a hill climb, because although I'm not fully grown as per se, I'm 26, but like, you could still say that I have maybe 2 years. I mean, you don't know, do you? So, you know, it's like, it's interesting to think that my body has found like for where I am now, at the age I'm at now, with the training I'm doing now, it's found its own like balance. You know, it doesn't matter what I eat, it doesn't matter, you know, what I do, it holds itself, just like with a lot of you guys probably. You know, you might be 98 kilos or you might be 60 kilos, but like, you might find that, okay, it's stuck here now. And like, you're not gonna like beat yourself up about it. You're gonna, you know, go with the cards that you're dealt. Thing is, like, for example, like if I start tailoring my training to the hill climbs now at the end of the year, like the actual UK hill climbs, you know, it's different when you're going uphill, and that's all the race is, it's going uphill and nothing else, you know. It's funny that, really, we had a conversation yesterday with Charlie's friend, and we were talking about, like, the minute you hit 30, like, you can't lose a kilo. Like, it becomes very hard. Like, granted, they're women, so, like, all jokes aside, like, hormones and everything like that. Because I know, you know, we have some females that grace us in the chat. It's, like, really, like, it's really messed up. You know, your body, like, beats you up when you have, like, female hormones. And, you know, it's like, we've got it easy in a way. But, like, it's Well, you found a great niche for that now, haven't you, Scott? Like, all jokes aside, you're like, you're the go-to guy now for downhill comms. What's the problem with that? Do you know what I mean? Especially when we get you out to, like, you know, the Stelvio and things like that. Whoa. Good luck to me trying to keep up with you. I'm going to have to put a 63rd chainring on. And have some big cojones. But anyway, you know, I digress. Like, what is the main thing? Not in order, even in order. Like, what's above all? At the end of the day, that's the power you put out, so just deal with the simple metrics. Like, the thing is as well, I feel like if I was here now going, oh, weight matters, and like, you know, posting all these videos about like me doing like 396 watts, you know, 6.5 to 7 watts per kilo, you know, and kids look at that and they go, we need to have like a 27-inch waist, and we need to have like a 27-inch chest. A completely different insight, because we're not about that. We're not about pushing that down your throat. We're not about, like, you know, watts per kilo is the only thing that matters. We're just like we're cool with it. Like, we're cool with it. Like, there's so many different varying abilities, and yeah, Josh confirmed it too. There's so many people, you know, with different body compositions and everything else. I mean, I know that, like, there's still rowdy people in the cycling club, and they're all like, you know, low power, high weight. Of course they want to lose weight, but it's also like the fact that even the people that don't need to lose weight, just train better, like, just train better. You can enjoy the training as well. Yeah, to be fair, watts per kilo is a piece of cake. But that in itself is awesome. Like, means you can literally have a piece of cake and do the watts per kilo. That's it as well, William. How you feel trumps everything. If I was doing 7 watts per kilo for 20 minutes, but I was like feeling crap, what would be the point? It's not about the gloat, is it? That's not a t-shirt. It's not about the gloat. Yeah, that's it, Ian. It is fun. It is fun. I think that's why I've had such a such a staycation in the sport. A lot of riders probably retire, but like, maybe it's because they have nothing to go to, like a cycling club or an online community. Hang on a minute. Oh dear me. Oh dear me. I'm giving you a full impression because he's not going to be live for the next few days. Why have I gapped them? Never done. I'm not pedaling, sit down. Sit down, I'm not doing 10 watts. Oh, nice one, Dan. Have a good one. No, Chris. Most of them are like old school. Thanks, Martin. Why, do you want me to chat in? Never take it easy. Two days off, very fresh. You can see heart rate quite high and takes a while to come down. Let's have a look at the graph then. Oh, sweat. Thanks everyone. Ready for the next one. Hard finale. 831 max. So your heart rate just climbs rapidly. Not bad. Bad. Outside I have, yes. I've broken 300 watts outside, yeah. 1000 watts. I also ramped up that sprint there in the saddle. I don't know if you noticed. I stayed seated, ramped up, and then jumped from there. I don't know. I just find that like you need to, especially on a downhill sprint like that, I think you need to give it like a bit of a burst before you go into the sprint to give you that. I don't know. Maybe it's just for me because I know the guys who can produce like 1500 watts. They don't have to, do they? I got second, did I? Oh, nice one. So today the plan is if you're just joining. I'm doing another race, exactly the same course. I'm just trying to get the time in today because I had 2 days off, yesterday and the day before. So yeah, just making up a bit of time today. So 45 minutes in this race, 40 minutes, 45 minutes in the next race. So it's an hour and a half, about 120 TSS or something around that, and then no, not 120. What am I talking about? That's like, oh, anyway, yeah. So later on as well, I'm gonna visit my parents. So I'm going out for a ride as well this evening, and I think we've got 6 days. Well, Saturday's the tour of stations. By the way, any beefy questions you want to ask, now's the time to ask them. This week I'm going to be it's going to be less kind of like your normal video that I've been doing, where I've been doing videos the last week where basically I've just been like showing you what's been going on. Of this week I'm going to get a bit more into the tour station, so I'm going to be talking about like my bike setup. I'm going to be talking about like my breakdown for the day and what's basically going to be happening on the day, to give you like some kind of idea. Because that was the thing with the British Hill Climb Championships. You all kind of knew what to expect. You all knew what was happening on the day. So when the day came, and there was obviously no video because I was warming up and racing and stuff like that, and you weren't there, you were all kind of like, I remember you saying you were all like checking phones like for updates. You were like watching the time because you knew my start time. So I just want to like fill you in on stuff like that basically. So those will be 2 videos on 2 separate days this coming week. I'm traveling on Friday, so there won't be a video on Saturday or Sunday probably. So you probably have to wait till like Monday evening or Tuesday. I don't know how quick updates will be out, to be honest. Your best bet, Lord, is probably to follow like Band of Climbers on Instagram, or like they'll probably do like Instagram stories or something, so that's probably your best bet. All the tour stations themselves actually. Have I found any effect on that shorter term sprint? Yeah, well my sprint is, that's the only thing that's dropped over the years, but I wouldn't say that's necessarily down to the weight. I'd probably say that's down to the fact that I never do sprint training basically. Well, I'd say it's a combination, isn't it? But the fact that I don't do sprint training probably helps that. Prove power over 1 minute or 1 minute? Because when you say over 1 minute, that basically means like every training session in the world. Thank you, Chatler. I definitely tried for that one. I'll I'll be talking about that in a video, Darren. I've spoken about it at great length with a couple of people, and it's best if I just follow everything until like 4 or 5 hours in, and then make, you know, then make my ride whatever I wanted it to be. Like if I feel crap, then ride my own pace. If I feel good, then ride my own pace as well, you know. It's an awful long way, you know, like 9 hours, it's a long way. It's more of an ultra endurance event rather than a race, I imagine. For 1 minute, well, things like, I really like, there's a session I really like where you do like a 30-second maximum sprint, and then you rest for like 2.5 minutes, and you repeat that for like, well, 5 times, 10 times, probably no more than 10 times, because it's a maximum sprint. And it is actually quite hard, as you can probably imagine, just thinking about it. Ooh, this is a different kind of race now. Only 6 of us. Take a breakaway. I don't think that would happen, Damon. I think one thing I do think is that we'll all be in 1s and 2s from the halfway mark. I think that'll be the case. So, to be honest, I'm just looking forward to riding by myself, whether that be, you know, in 2nd place, 6th place, 1st place. I like riding in a group, but I know it'll be competitive, and I know they'll be like, come on, do a turn, because they'll take it really, really seriously from what I gather. So this should be an interesting race, this one. There's only 6 of us. What was it like last Wednesday, Niels? It was really hot. Or like really wet. Oh. Interesting, my heart rate is still elevated, although there was only 5 minutes between the 2 races, so. I know. It'll be an experience, won't it, Damon? And it'll be a nice story to tell. So, that's what I'm most looking forward to, is having that story to tell. And if any of you decide to, like, go out there next year, or if you decide to do like the shorter routes, then you can take off my experience in it. Hey, cheers, Bob. I'll be there. Oh, thanks a lot. Pressure's on. Actually, if some of you are on YouTube right now, which you obviously are, if you have a look at, I'm pretty sure it was the video, when was it? I think it was my most recent video. Winston Cap leaves a really, really long comment. About some really interesting stats from like another event. And basically it's going to be really hard for me, which it is, like obviously. Yes, Ian. Friday, Liam. Day before. Yeah, comment on the video. Hi Sam. I am looking forward to it, Damon. That's a heck of a climb, isn't it? No, it's not new. Commented on a lot of videos, but always has a lot of insight or a lot of words in the comments. Like, I know how hard it'll be because I've done 8-hour rides in preparation, so like I'm not oblivious to how hard it'll be, and I've done my research, and I know that most of the climbs are ridden at 5 watts per kilo up until the halfway mark, and then everybody just kind of goes down into like 4, which is still pretty high on the climbs. But this is the second race, Ryan. By the way, Contour doesn't hold the Everesting record now. How weird is that? Ronan McLaughlin's got it. I've raced against Ronan for a number of years. I'm not sure what he's won in his racing career, or what he's done. But I know I raced against him with a RAS. He's not a hill climber. He's not a hill climber. He modified his bike for hill climbing, but he's not a hill climber. I don't think it will, Tom. I don't think it will stand for a while. I think what they'll do now is they'll bring out 2 categories: a road bike with a weight limit, and then a modified bike. That's what they'll do. And then also someone will easily go under 7 hour, because what Ronan proved is that everybody can be a champion on their day, just like I said at the national champs last year. Like, it's probably going to go to like 6 hours. It probably will. I'll tell you why. Because it'll be all about the shortness of the segment and the steepness and how fast you can get down it. That's what it'll come down to. About 62 kilos, Liam. It wasn't under 6.2, not 62. so I could probably lose a kilo off it. Or at least half a kilo. New wheels, I can lose half a kilo on it. No power-ups. No, there's no, where are you from, Liam? In the UK, the hill climb scene, you can ride whatever weight limit you want. Oh, sorry, there is no weight limit. You can ride whatever weight bike you want. Basically what you need is, you need a wall. You just need to go up there about 500 times. That's how you get the record now. Yeah, radio tower. Definitely. But I think the golden length is like 200 to 300 meters. With anywhere between like 50 and 100 meters of climbing each time. Well, I mean, a lot of these guys are strong, aren't they? Eric Min right on. Cheers, John. Good ride, buddy. Good ride. You were strong on those little climbs there. You were strong. Well, I knew it was like, I knew it was you as well. Like when you started to string out. All good fun. Fair play, man. Good job. I might say this better now. Could get interesting in that last point up there. Pleasure, John. Pleasure. You're going well. Fair play. I saw lots of orange numbers. Yeah, not yet. Not yet, David. Also, it looks like some other riders want to do the same thing. Just stops him. No, the record's like 8 hours, I think. Not 8:26. It's a new course this year. They've added one extra climb at the start, so the record's not the same. Yeah, Phil Guyman's got the power to do it. Whether or not he's got the climb to do it, or the motivation to do it. This is the problem when you have multiple attempts at it. It can weigh you down, I think. Hence why I'm saving my attempt. I'm saving my attempt for one big one, and then I'll never do it again. Uh-oh. Caught out. Takes a lot out of you, like, doesn't it? It's a big effort. Big TSS. That's what I mean, like, it shouldn't be taken lightly, like, you don't just turn up and go as hard as you can for 7 hours. True, Tom, true. We'll see. Japanese rider going for it, me. Blimey. A spicy meatball. There's nowhere else turn to attack now. Off in the final big climb. Oh, cheers, Stephen. Whereabouts you from? Ah, Derbyshire, nice. Nice. Whew. 13.5k to go. I wonder how many people have converted from riding in miles to kilometers because of how much they watch my racing. Yeah, we'll try, Matt Damien, we'll try. Try and recover as much as possible, yeah. That's weird, Damon. That's confusing for me. Oh, off he goes again. High is going. Oh, goodness knows. When we were doing that, when we were doing the Everesting last week, we were like, we're just going to count the meters of elevation rather than feet, because the meters of elevation is a smaller number than the feet. That seemed rational at the time. How was Phil this morning, Scott? Have you heard from him? Is he alright? Has he had his cold coffee and amino acids yet? Yeah. Yeah. Wear him out. Don't wear yourself out as well though. Make sure you take the bike up with that little motor on it. It's going to be a hell of an early start for us tomorrow. Four o'clock, 4:30 start tomorrow. Ah, Phil versus Bullet. It's going to be very weird. It's going to be my first ride with Phil tomorrow. But technically it's not my first ride with you because, you know, we've done hill climb together. Yeah, funny innit? Bullet was made for TV. Alright. Whew. Okay. Who's gonna go here? So much for them being easy competition, lad. Earning my money, yeah. Nah. I'll let you off, Lord. You're a bit rusty because you've been away. Hi's got head mud in him. He's going to go again, Bynea, now, isn't he? He's going to have another dig. Be aware. Power up, power up, power up, power up, power up. Power up. Blimey, he's strong as hell. What the heck? I've never seen anyone ride like Hi. That's unreal. The way he dropped this, and now he's just like, that's weird. How can you over a 15-second gap? You must be world tour in disguise. Yep. Alright, cheers, Shane. Oh, nice one, lad, yeah. How many races has he done? Okay, so we'll say we won that then. That was pretty intense. That attack, where he went there, because at first Mackenzie went over the bridge, caught me out a little bit, and then I closed the gap, and then I think it was like perfect then for High to come back. There was plenty then for him to come back and like get that surge on us, because when you race up to the back of people, maybe it was the full-on draft that helped, you know. So when he was almost getting like a bit of a suck off me, and when he came up that little rise, he was able to get a suck off Mackenzie as well. So he went woof, straight over the top of us. So it was like a perfect place to go, I suppose. It's just that was like not expected, and you could see by my reaction it was like wow, you don't see that very often. Another good sprint though. So like that turned into a massive effort up there. Turned into a massive effort just to try and get on terms. We did well to recover though, bringing that heart rate down whilst being in such a small group. But yeah, flip it, like, fair one. Massive attack. Massive attack. Like I was pretty much like, I couldn't have, with what he did, so I, like you say, Scott, like with what he did, because of the way he rushed into the back of us and then over the top, if that happened in a real world race, you wouldn't be able to get on the wheel because of the speed difference. So it was a similar situation there. Like you can't respond to something. I mean, you could see it coming. I could see it coming, but you know, I can't do 13 watts per kilo anyway. So like, if he was doing it the whole way up that drag, you know, I couldn't. I can't respond to that. And that's basically my finishing sprint anyway. So sometimes you got to make a call, you know, in the moment, and that was like a call that I made kind of instinctively, that I wasn't going to follow that, or I couldn't follow that. So a little bit of colour at the end there, which is nice. Very polarised, like lots of grey, lots of blue. Well, very little blue actually. Yeah, it was a nice sprint. Let's have a look at the critical power for a sec. If anything, it was a better sprint than the first one. Maybe the same for 10 seconds, but certainly like 6 seconds. This first bit, it was a lot more. Plus we had the help of an aero as well, so yeah, all good. All good, enjoy that. Nice nice little blast to start the day. So I hope you enjoyed your Sunday, for those of you who are living in the far side of the world, and those of you that are in the UK, I hope you enjoy your Sunday, and thanks for starting it off with a bit of Ed mod. Yes, Kev, I call this tapering for the toast dish. Oh, thanks, David. Thanks, David. Yeah. Right. Big day tomorrow. Big travel day. Gonna see Scott, Phil, give all my Saint Piran stuff back, and we'll catch you in a video probably either Tuesday or Wednesday, and then you'll get the build up then ready. So I will see you then. The countdown is well and truly on. Thanks for joining, guys. I appreciate your company. I'll see you all soon. See ya.